You are listening to DC On Screen.
Welcome into DC On Screen. I'm your host, David C. Robertson. This is my co-host, as always, Jason Goss.
Hello.
Oh, man, it's been a couple of weeks. News episode. We're going to do a news episode tonight, and let's just go ahead and get into it. There's not a lot, and it might not be a long episode. Knowing us, it might be 3 hours.
Right. We do have an inverse proportion situation going on there. Don't know how.
Yeah.
Less news, more news. Somehow.
Yeah. Well, let's start off with what dropped today. Variety put out an article, Jimmy Olsen DC crime series in the works at HBO Max from American Vandal duo. First season focused on Gorilla Grodd. That's exactly what it sounds like. It is DC Studios and HBO Max developing a fictional true crime series set in the DC universe. Keep in mind, it says they are developing. That means it has not been greenlit.
True.
It is titled DC Crime. The show would be presented as a true crime docuseries that would be hosted by Jimmy Olsen, Skyler Gisondo from Superman. The first season would focus on Gorilla Grodd. Of course, that's a Flash villain, primarily. Tony Yacenda and Dan Perrault would serve as writers, executive producers, and showrunners. James Gunn and Peter Safran of DC Studios would also executive produce, of course. And with DC Studios' Alan Ritchson overseeing the production. Then very clearly, it says in the Variety article, HBO Max and DC Studios declined to comment.
Where did the story come from exactly?
It came from Variety.
Well, yeah, where'd they say they got it?
They didn't.
That's weird. I was, for some reason, under the impression this came out of a DC Studios thing, that this was their comment.
No.
Where the hell did we get this then, Variety?
Yeah, I don't know. Everyone's talking about it like it's real. But I'm sure it is real. I'm sure it's, like I said, like they even said, it's being developed. It's not greenlit. And that's very telling that it's not that they didn't get back to them.
Yeah.
They declined to comment. But, if this thing happens, Yacenda and Perrault, they've done mockumentary series before.
It is odd. That just is an odd thing. Go ahead. Yes, sir.
They've done mockumentary series. They famously did the critically acclaimed Netflix show American Vandal, which spoofed the true crime genre. The show aired for 2 seasons at Netflix and won a Peabody Award for its first season, in addition to being nominated for an Emmy for Best Writing for a Comedy Series. They went on to create the Paramount Plus mockumentary series Players, which was set in the world of esports. They previously spoofed the sports world on projects like a parody of ESPN's 30 for 30 series about the events of Rocky IV and Angels in the Outfield for college humor. Yacenda also worked on Chad Powers at Hulu and Dave at FX. Dave is the only thing I know that he's done, and that was good.
Yeah, you've bragged heartily about that one.
Yeah, that was a good one. So,
yeah.
I don't know. I'm not especially excited about the...
Have you seen American Vandal?
No.
Neither have I. Okay, so we're both just working with nothing there.
Yeah, no. So I am not especially excited about this idea. It is a fresh idea for DC, but if you're going to do a Skyler Gisondo, Jimmy Olsen show, and it might be that's what they're doing as far as what I'm about to suggest, but I would push more in the Superman's pal Jimmy Olsen, like Silver Age era, because dude, Jimmy Olsen had some crazy shit going on in those comics back in the day. So,
yeah,
he would get into some shit. Nah, that would be really fun. Now they still might be doing that. It might just have like a mockumentary framing device.
Mm-hmm.
We don't know. But since Gunn and WB aren't commenting, do not take this for Gunn telling you it's happening. Because if it doesn't happen, I know a bunch of motherfuckers going to be out here crying that he lied to you.
Yeah. So, all right, leaves me with a few questions. One of which I'm going to try to answer while I'm thinking. But who's going to be in if they do so American Vandal is a parody of American Scandal, I think, right?
I guess so.
Something like that. So it was a parody series about we're trying to catch this small town, blah blah blah. And yeah, if you pull up the trailer there, it's someone that's painting penises on the city's cars.
Yeah.
Looks funny, but if they do this in DC, where does the joke start and end? Like, would Jimmy be doing it as the parody of another? Is there American Scandal?
I don't.
And then this is the parody.
I don't think that it would be necessarily the joke. I don't think there would be the parody aspect of it. I think would be pared down. Clearly these guys have an affinity for documentary style productions. Mm-hmm. I think that's what they would be utilizing mostly. The parody or the comedy part of it would be just from, I would imagine, Jimmy getting into situations. Jimmy himself is funny.
Yes. Yeah.
Jimmy tracking down fucking Gorilla Grodd is funny.
That would be good. I'm just wondering though I'm wondering if they're going to be taking themselves seriously, and the joke is that it's going to be funny, or if they're going to be doing the joke. And I don't know how many walls there are.
Yeah, I don't know.
I'm not.
I don't know. And
that's not in the.
Again, it's in development, so I doubt anybody actually fucking working on it knows for sure what it's going to be.
Yeah. I got curious and just ran down Gunn's Threads account for today, and yeah, all he's announced is
Bat Fam.
The other thing. Yeah.
Yep.
But that's all he said today. So yeah, you're dead right. It's in the category of deeply substantiated rumor. There's variety after all. Let's not pretend that doesn't have some weight. But
there's some heft there, but it's still it's not official.
Yeah.
It's not official. We're just going to need y'all to go ahead and put those dicks back in your pants.
I'm tempted to go through this author's, Joe Alderson's thing. I'm tempted to go through his cat and see if we can trust this guy. But you know what? We just don't have time.
We have time. I don't want to do it. I don't want
to go through every article he's written on Friday.
I don't give a fuck because, James Gunn has said, if Warner Brothers or me do not come out and say it, don't, take it with a grain of salt. Just take it with a grain of salt.
Sure.
I am willing to go with that. That's why I'm like, yes, this is a big deal. Yes, it's been all over my timeline and I can't give it, I can't get excited about it yet. Because I just don't know that it's a real thing.
No. Well, I mean, let's, okay. I think it's real. I think it's being worked on.
Right. I just don't know that it's going to happen.
Like they say. Yeah. So, to not even make it sound like we're splitting hairs on that part, just Gunn did say all that. So but he also said that he'll kind of announce when it's real. So it doesn't mean anything that he didn't say on Threads today. Mm-hmm. It just means that he'll say it when he's actually going to do it for reals. Mm-hmm. And in the meantime, this guy, when I did just scan his articles, does not seem to be a quack. So he's probably just describing the situation adequately. And like you said, hold on. We'll see if it's actually going to be a real show yet.
Yeah. And like I said, when you look at the article, he's forthcoming. Mm-hmm. He says it's in development. They did not comment. They declined to comment. That tells you everything you need to know for sure.
Yeah. I do think I like it. I don't know which version they'll do. I think it'll be weirder if if they're doing a parody inside the show. I don't know which one's weirder, if they're doing the parody or being the parody. But either way, I think Skyler Gisondo could have a lot of fun with this. Mm-hmm. I think it's a decent vehicle for a Jimmy thing where he's doing some kind of tiny investigation by himself. Also think it would be cool if it turns out that in this universe, one of the reasons he has so much swagger when we meet him in Superman is because he kind of has a bit of a personality already, and we just didn't get to see that part because we only really got to see him for 15 minutes in the movie.
Yeah.
We didn't get all the time with him.
What's funny is it's always those guys that have the swagger. It was always the little scrawny guys who were kind of derpy.
Oh, yeah.
That for some reason.
Aloofness. Yeah.
For some reason.
Yeah. Yeah. I feel like if you ask him, Lois does ask him in the movie, what's your trick? And I don't know. I think if you actually really ask him, what's your trick? He's going to be one of those guys that's I don't really care. And it reminds them of their dads.
Yeah. I'm a sociopath.
And I'm just sort of here for it, I guess, because the secret sauce is that I don't actually care.
That's so funny. And sad.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think it could. I think it could be, a really positive situation. I think it could be a good premise to base a Jimmy Olsen show around. I hope it.
I think I'd have a good time like pitching that in a room with you. Like I think we'd have a lot of fun just pitching like ideas for it. It just sounds like a juicy concept, is what I mean.
It does. I hope that whatever the show is that he is doing, I don't even want the show to be called DC Crime. Like, I would want him to be doing a different show or a show with a different kind of name. If he did call it DC Crime in the show, I want a funny explanation for why it's called DC Crime.
Yeah, that would be awkward enough we have to talk about it.
Yeah. What does DC stand for? And then just come up with some weird thing.
Yeah. Yeah. It's called Defiantly Confusing Crime. Is what This is on, like an early MTV, definitely candid radio or whatever they call it.
Defiantly Criminal. So,
yeah.
The show is Defiantly Criminal Crime? Don't look too deeply into it.
No, this is too stupid for no one to have said it before. It stands for Dastardly Crooks.
I feel like they've got to do something that makes fun of the fact that it's DC Comics, Detective Comics. Yeah. But I
don't want them to.
I'm just hoping DC Crime is a placeholder title. That's my hope. If it's a real thing.
Yeah, which would fit the narrative so far. Hey, by the way, another narrative it does fit is that there is a lingering thread that Gunn said, there's something we're kind of working on that I haven't announced yet.
Mm-hmm.
This would fit the bill if it turns out that that's the one he was focusing on. But
I don't think that's it.
My gut tells me it's not. And even in that situation, it doesn't mean that this could kind of have come and gone in the time that he said those sentences, and that wouldn't be a contradictory problem.
Mm-hmm.
I don't think it is, though. I don't think this was it. I think if this was the thing that we were talking about, it wouldn't have come out in a Variety article.
Yeah. I mean, when they brought up some time back, a short while ago, in an interview, they brought up the Jimmy Olsen show, and Gunn was like, we'll get there. We'll talk about it.
Yeah.
So he doesn't want to talk about it. And I don't think he's in a place where he's happy about it yet.
No.
So
no, not where it is.
And that's fine. I'm not terribly worried about it.
I also have a suspicion that he's kind of installed a little bit of time off here during this break that happens to be happening.
Yeah, maybe.
He seems a little less active on Threads.
He definitely is. He definitely is. Let's hop over to Supergirl real quick.
Mm-hmm.
There was an interview with Nerdtropolis and Supergirl actor David Krumholtz. She killed me, Mal. Killed me with a sword. He plays Zor-El, Supergirl's father in the film. He was asked what he could share about the upcoming film, and he was choosing his words very carefully and hinted at a deeper look at the legacy of Krypton's most famous family. He says, quote, "It's very true to the graphic novel that it's based on, Woman of Tomorrow. I'll just say that I'm thrilled to be the next piece of telling the story of Krypton and further clarifying what the House of El is all about." And a lot of people have been saying, like, "Oh man, what are they going to do? They've got to resolve the fact that the House of El, they're pieces of shit on Krypton. They're in favor of colonizing and fucking taking harems and ruling over everybody." But, I'll point out, James Gunn has said even, why would Zor-El know anything about Jor-El's house and what they were doing? And that's absolutely true. I'll point that out again. The same way that you might be sitting in your house wondering what the fuck is going through your brother's head because he voted for the wrong person.
Yeah. We're going to have a similar situation on Krypton.
Zor-El might be sitting over there going I don't know what Jor-El's thinking over there. Not everybody's going to have a harem.
Yeah.
He doesn't have a harem. What does he think?
That's a funny, we saw the part of the tape that went out. We did not see a couple minutes later when somebody found them taping that and called their version of DHR.
Yeah.
And we're like, look, we've been putting up with this for years. These delusions of this like grand idea that everything's going to fail. You were about to you were about to kill your child over these fantasies. We all need to seek help.
Yeah.
Like, yeah, a whole ass intervention could have been just minutes before it. We don't know.
Yeah.
But yeah, very least it could just be like, all right, so let's say the world's ending. There's going to be a few ways you interpret that. And, hey, let's go colonize somewhere else is definitely a way to do it. You might have another neighbor down the street, or maybe another, brother in this case, that's more like, hey, look, we had our time and I don't think we need to put our energy back into the universe if this is what we did with the planet we were given with it. Like, these are just two of the off the top things that you could think, but he might also be kind of definitely thinking.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. I mean, he could have just been like, look, man, there are a bunch of savages in that town.
Yeah.
To make a Kevin Smith reference.
Yeah.
You're gonna, we're more sophisticated. We just are. You're involved like us. You're just gonna have to take control of things over there. Don't let them get you wrapped up in all their drama.
Mm-hmm.
You have the power. Just go down there and fucking tell them what's what. Rule them with kindness, my son.
Yeah. Yeah. There's just a lot of ways people could have. There's a lot of things you could have left your son with as far as advice goes. And I'll also say this: they were dressed a little too funny. Like, it's hard to believe everybody on Krypton dresses like that on the daily.
Uh-huh.
I think even if you're kind of like into the world situation, like, you remember the stories about the Titanic, how there was, one of the captains, there's a lot of stories about things, like the people who would like put on their full attire to go drown in their thing.
Uh-huh.
Like, that's that guy. Right. I don't know what the other people are doing, but some people are dying in sweatpants, right?
Here's my favorite headcanon. Every time we see the Kryptonians, they're always in these fucking robes and shit. I just think it'd be funny if that really was just their like house robe.
Yeah, yeah.
It's like, what do you think? This is a fucking formal gown? No, look, Lara's in a muumuu, for fuck's sake. What are you talking about?
Yeah, I mean, like the cloth part is, but she's wearing like a head situation.
It's just a normal head situation. I wear a Batman cap all day.
Yeah, but it has. I mean, it's comfortable. That did not look like it was. She was resting easy on whatever the hell was going on with her head.
And it might be like helping to align her spine. You could buy all sorts of shit.
That would be fun.
you could buy all sorts of shit from like Aldi's and Walmart and stuff. Or be like, as seen on TV.
No, that's just advanced medicine where you don't have to say, like in our situation right now, you'd have to be put in like a halo and kept in a hospital for months before you were allowed out. And then they just gave her an at-home halo.
Right. Or it could be that Jor-El and Lara were, I don't know, catching up on their favorite like Game of Thrones type Kryptonian show. And they were like, well, we'll just send them a little early. Just give us time to watch the finale before the world blows up.
Ooh, another good point. This might have been filmed on like Kryptonian Halloween.
Yeah, they were cosplaying.
Yeah, or like that. Maybe it's a religious thing. This was Sunday,
Yeah, I bet like
just our church head dress.
Or they really were just like, you know what, we're about to send him off. We're gonna have this hologram playing for him. This is how we'll be remembered. Might as well dress a little nice. Jor-El gets out of his he's got a pink polo shirt with a little tennis racket on it.
Yeah.
And like, let's get this over with.
The last thing they do is like, what? The girl at the mall said I look good in this. You were just flirting with her. Like that's what the argument that makes it into the first of the recording.
Uh-huh. If we weren't dying in a few hours, I would divorce you.
Jesus Christ, Jor-El. In the last few moments.
Krypton is going to explode just because even it is tired of hearing your bullshit.
Yeah. That would be fun, actually. Just right before they started the film, one of them looked at the other in the outfit and said, I'm honestly glad we're going to blow up. Anyway, turn the camera
on. Oh, God.
Now, that's another good point. There have to be people out in the streets celebrating. There have to be just some black-pilled motherfuckers out there just going, I fucking knew it. We were right and fuck everybody. Let's take them out.
Yeah.
Like, just Doomsday drinking out in the middle of the streets, you know?
Yeah.
I'm going to try heroin today, baby. Yeah. Kryptonian heroin. It can't just be regular. It's got to be Kryptonian.
Well, according to that Jor-El fellow, we're all going to be dying in the next few hours. Ooh, of course, Doomsday, how terribly jejune.
Yeah.
It's like every version of Krypton we've ever seen.
Yeah.
All just a bunch of snooty, pseudo-Shakespearean talking motherfuckers.
Right. I think that's the big danger with doing anything with Krypton. I think we've
complained about it. Definitely. Like half of them talk like they're performing Shakespeare, and the other half act like they're on Frasier.
Oh God, yeah. It's a sea of David Hyde Pierces for sure.
Good God, Niles.
Yeah. Yeah, but like the issue with going back to Krypton in general is, what are you gonna do with it? What's your plan? So there's a few notes that you can hit. Everybody seems to relatively hit them. If you're going to spend some real time there, that's great. But you got to really tell me a story everyone's going to care about, because everyone came here for Superman, not his grandparents.
Yeah.
Krypton got canceled after a couple of years, even though it was actually pretty fucking phenomenal. Like,
it was pretty fucking phenomenal.
I want to say like, oh, it had its flaws. It kind of didn't. It was just genuinely a great show, and it still went away.
Yep.
Because it cost a little much.
A bit.
And it was on the wrong channel to cost a little bit much.
Yeah.
But even then, it didn't have the audience it should have had. No one cared because it wasn't Superman.
Right. It was a bummer.
It was.
And I know you didn't watch it. I know you didn't. Not you, but the listener.
Oh, yeah.
But when I tell you,
it still probably looks great.
When I tell you that we were cliff hung with Ron and Thanagar coming at each other.
Oh, God, yeah.
We saw hawks and skies.
My man, it's just
Legion.
That was a
good
that was a storytelling blue balls from which I have not fully recovered.
Mm-hmm. As if our blue balls weren't in reference to Wallace Day.
Yeah. Yeah. Truly a good one, though, if anyone finds themselves just short a little bit of comic content in this waning period between, I don't know, what do we got? I haven't memorized when the next event is in 2026.
We'll talk about it. The next one is Supergirl, though.
It is Supergirl?
It is Supergirl, yeah.
What is the release date on that? I need to just log that.
I don't know. I should just keep these handy, because you ask me every fucking episode and I never know.
Is it every one?
Yeah.
God, really?
June 26th, 2026.
Thank you.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. Moving over to Clayface. Actually, you know what? No. Stay on Supergirl for a minute. I skipped a thing. Fuck me.
All right, fine.
I guess I got to mention this real quick. According to Scooper Daniel Reitman, a.k.a. Daniel RPK, who we have, at least said is hit or miss.
Mm-hmm.
Supergirl is reportedly undergoing 2 weeks of reshoots that will include new scenes featuring David Cornsweet's Superman. As always, I say, take this with a grain of salt. If it is happening, it is probably nothing to worry about. These scoopers, despite calling themselves insiders, tend to label everything as reshoots because that word drives clicks, shares, and engagement. It is rage bait. Personally, I don't think it should be called reshoots if it's actually additional photography. I feel like these people should be sued by the studio. I think the studios should sue fucking scoopers claiming reshoots in their headlines.
Using the word incorrectly.
Yes.
Yeah. I think it would be a nice precedent to have around for that. This might be a case where the word might be applicable, because they filmed everything, and then, to my mind, Man of Tomorrow happened. Yeah, like, I know it happened over a period of time, but like he might have changed a little bit of how he wanted to do things enough to have made a couple of reshoots happen.
Mm-hmm.
But like they might have actually done some adjustments around Man of Tomorrow, possibly. I keep saying Man of Tomorrow, but is that what we're calling it right now?
The next movie?
It is Man of Tomorrow. Okay, sorry. For some reason, I was getting confused with Tomorrowverse and got fucked up. But all right. Yeah, like there's a chance they actually just did legit make some decisions and want to do things differently.
They might have.
In this case,
I don't care.
It would be, it would not be a problematic thing, even if it happened here.
Yeah.
Yeah, you're right. Most of the time, that's just absolute fucking libel, I think it's called when you print it.
Yeah.
I want to say it's slander if you say it, and libel if you print it. Or I could have that entirely backwards.
Yeah, I think libel's print.
We're going to go with it.
I think. I'm just going off of that Spider-Man scene.
That could be slander.
Do you remember? You know what I'm talking about?
Which one?
It's Spider-Man.
No. Tell me about it.
That's how I know the difference, or how I
know the character.
It's Peter Parker, I think he's trying to explain to J. Jonah Jameson that Spider-Man's a good guy. Like, aren't you afraid of getting sued for slander? And he goes, of course not. Slander spoken. Libel's written or something.
I did not know there was a handy aid for it. It's not there in Comic Land. That's helpful. I like it. I was trying to memorize it like a fool.
Yeah.
Oh, by the way, a second ago, Supergirl 62626 is what that makes, right?
Yeah.
I may actually not have to ask you this again now that I've gotten some kind of device.
Good.
It helps anywhere else though. 62626 is very symmetrical. It helps me.
But yeah, I don't know if this is. It might be reshoots and additional photography. It doesn't matter. Either way, both are standard practice for productions of this scale. If it is true, it would explain, or it might explain, why the Superman suit suddenly disappeared from the studio tour. You remember?
That was me, but
yeah.
I don't remember that, but
they in the Warner Brothers studio tour where David Corn's sweatsuit was, and I reported on this a couple weeks ago when we talked.
Yeah, okay.
There was a sign that said, it was gone due to production.
Yeah.
So that might be why they wouldn't make a totally new suit for a Supergirl appearance. I don't believe. Mm-hmm. Makes total sense. You see people using this stuff as proof that the movie's not going well. Reshoots always get people excited, and I think that stems from fucking X-Men Origins Wolverine. That's the first time I remember seeing any people going like, "Oh, reshoots are bad," because there were all these reports. Really? It may have happened before. I just don't remember it ever happened. I don't remember ever seeing anything about reshoots until X-Men Origins Wolverine, when people were like, "This movie's a fucking mess. They keep reshooting shit."
That is funny. I haven't the foggiest fucking idea where I picked up on the idea of that being a bad thing. I think I'm just the ideal audience. Like, I learned about the word and immediately I learned it as a bad thing.
Mm-hmm.
Like I learned about it. Yeah. Just being like, oh, you had to reshoot. Oh my God. Like, yeah, I thought that was just like, yeah, you shot it. And if you didn't get it right, you had to do it again.
Yeah.
Like, fuck.
Yeah. I think there was just a bunch of people who were like, no, fucking can't get it right the first time.
Yeah.
They have to redo it.
I think that was my introduction to it too.
Yeah. All right. Moving over to Clayface now. Over the weekend, I think it was last weekend, actually. James Gunn popped over to social media to commemorate the anniversary of Clayface's first appearance in Detective Comics, writing "Happy anniversary to the perennially misunderstood villain Clayface. Can't wait for you to see Tom Rhys-Harries bring him to life on the big screen." Now, the reason I don't normally bring up stuff like this on the show, this is a pretty common thing from Gunn, but the wording here carries, I feel, a subtle but meaningful hint about the character's portrayal. Perennially misunderstood.
Mm-hmm. Parentheses, slow news week. Also, we just mentioned earlier he's been pretty sparse on threads. Gotcha. Filling in just a little bit for you. Context. Go ahead.
This is not even the context. Look, if you look at him in Creature Commandos, he was a full-out villain. But here, Gunn refers to Clayface as perennially misunderstood.
He does.
Which makes me feel like this version of him is we're going to get a little deeper into him, and we're going to see that he's more of a layered, tragic figure, not necessarily just a piece of shit.
Yeah. I mean, all right, so the little bit we've seen of him, he was just sort of like a trash wannabe edgelord personality, kind of slightly vapid kind of guy. Like, it just felt like a Chad in Creature Commandos.
Yeah.
Like, it just, like, the person, but like not someone that I'm like, there's a personality in there. He was not made to be some like ghoul, like the fucking, I don't know, I'm actually, what do you even call the giant furry ginger red thing from the Bugs Bunny cartoons? Because that's what I'm imagining.
Gossamer?
Some like, yeah, that thing.
Oh, Gossamer was a sweetheart,
wordless,
man. Don't fucking.
Not in the one Halloween episode I was thinking of.
Yeah.
But yeah, like just some ghoulish, nightmarish shadow creature. No, it's a personality. Like I watched him crack a joke. It was a bad one, but at least there's something in there.
Look, and I'll point out, Gossamer, he only went after Bugs Bunny because fucking Peter Lorre offered him a spider goulash.
Oh, wow. That's
What?
I realized, I don't think I told you about this. I realized it recently, but it was some thread that I saw you on.
Oh God, you poor thing.
Yeah. It just one of those that happened a couple weeks. But it was like, hey, what's like a scene that you can't get out of your head from something? Yeah, but mine was like that is all from.
Yes.
Yeah, you know the one.
Yes.
From that old. All right, so it turns out it was the Ducklings.
Yeah. It was Donald Duck. Yeah.
Yeah, it was that guy, and the Childs.
Huey, Dewey, and Louie.
That's ones. And then I kept, so that was the memory that I realized I'd had wrong for a while, is I keep trying to make that Gossamer that's chasing him around. It's not. It's a giant gorilla.
Yeah, two different companies.
When I went back and listened to the clip now, it was like giant gorilla on the loose. And I was, oh, okay. I do remember those visual gags now. Yeah, you're right.
Yeah.
That is all. Turns out it happens twice in the bit. Maybe that in the thing. Maybe that's why it stuck so hard.
Yeah. If I'm being honest, I'm not sure it was Peter Lorre. Peter Lorre there was an episode, there was a cartoon where Peter Lorre was in charge of Gossamer. Or he wasn't really Peter Lorre. He just looked like they drew him and they did Peter Lorre as a cartoon. Yeah. But then there was also like a fat bald guy. He may have offered the spider goulash. Either way, Gossamer's at the behest of a mad scientist. Mm-hmm. He's not just coming after Bugs Bunny because he's a dick. Yeah. He's not a real monster. He's misunderstood.
I mean, Bugs in those days had enough people that were just coming after him just to be a dick about it. Mm-hmm. He was going to catch a stray every once in a while, too.
Mm-hmm. I mean, he sat there in his tennis shoes.
Killable rabbit.
He sat there in his tennis shoes and let Bugs give him a manicure.
Yeah.
That's not a monster. He's perplexed and hungry. That's all.
He's just a character witness for Gossamer for some reason.
Dude, Gossamer's my favorite Looney Tunes character.
Is he? I did not know that.
Well, between Gossamer and Marvin the Martian.
I mean, those are two great options. Well, Gossamer is a very much a dark horse. Marvin is also a dark horse, but they're very strong candidates both.
Oh, how can I ever destroy Earth if I don't have my space modulator?
It's really not a bad Martian. Not a bad Martian at all, sir. Lost myself there for a second.
I love Marvin the Martian, dude.
Yeah.
Anyway, what are we talking about? Oh, yeah.
I think the next bit of news, but I don't remember what it was anymore.
Yeah.
Where were you?
Oh, we're going to Lanterns. Now, look.
Oh, are we? Okay.
So the podcast, Green Lanterns Podcast, recently reached out to the Hollywood Reporter to inquire about a detail included in one of the outlet's Heat Vision newsletters from October. In that piece, the Hollywood Reporter noted that Supergirl would be the next DCU installment to debut. Green Lanterns Podcast asked if that meant Lanterns would debut after the film. In response, THR said, "You are quite the eagle-eyed reader. Yes, we expect Lanterns will now come after Supergirl." And when this happened, headlines were all over the place that Lanterns was now delayed. But the only time we got any idea that Lanterns would be coming before Supergirl was when Gunn announced the initial slate, and Lanterns was like number 4 before he announced Supergirl. But in November of 2024, Gunn said that they would come out, quote, around the same time. Mm-hmm. And very recently, in one of his multiple interviews, a couple weeks ago, Gunn said that they didn't have a release date for Lanterns yet, and that would heavily depend on HBO Max and their programming schedule, which he was not completely privy to. The man has not lied to you. And there was never a definitive plan for Lanterns to come out before Supergirl. What's more, it doesn't mean that it's delayed because of some problem. Because people were absolutely a lot of people coming out and saying, Oh, it's over. I'm calling it right now. It's not coming out.
Yeah. Those all seem superimposed. I don't know why. If you just asked me of my own devices 5 minutes ago when Lanterns was coming out, I think I would have told you, I don't know if there's a definitive date yet. I don't think I remember one. Because that's kind of roughly where I've been sitting with it for a minute.
Yeah, there's not.
So I just fall in the area that this isn't contentious at all. I just haven't been given a date yet.
Mm-hmm. So, yeah, I just want to bring it up on the show because I feel like, generally speaking, we present a calm rationale in regards to these things. And typically, when I'm seeing everyone saying, oh, they moved it back, did they? I literally just kept going, did they? Because I don't remember them ever saying when.
Yeah. Yeah, I don't remember there being a starting date here to be offended by.
Yeah. So, I mean, yeah, it sucks that we're going to have to wait until after June for Lanterns, but, I mean, y'all, didn't you feel that you needed a break anyway? Just me? Okay.
I mean,
I'm so tired, Jason.
Well, putting myself in this position.
Uh-huh.
I don't think this is like an extraordinarily, all right, look, you got, in 2025, we got an animated series somewhere. No, that was into 2024, right? Or was it right at the beginning of 2025? All right, so we got a little appetizer with this animated series, and then
Creature Commandos.
Let's not even bother counting it. Yeah, and then we got a big movie. We got a big fuck off movie. And then we got like a serious. Let's get into it. Make a whole like. I felt like we lived two straight months of our lives around the Peacemaker event.
We did.
I lived inside that show for a minute there. That is a lot. That is a lot. And if we're talking about doing the same thing in 2026, right?
Mm-hmm.
We're gonna a hot summer movie, and then we're gonna decompress with what I'm sure is going to be treated like another whole ass thing. And there's gonna be mysteries involved this time. Oh well, there were this
Lanterns,
time, yeah. Like I'm sure Gunn, by the way, did seem to really enjoy. He it was doing a thing on Threads. If anyone listening did not catch this, he was doing a thing on Threads that he like. It started the first time as, hey, when it airs, we're going to be sitting down and doing this with you. And then he kind of didn't like that because it was distracting. So he's doing a rewatch thing. So it would air on, was it Thursdays?
Mm-hmm.
On it was Thursdays on HBO Max.
Yeah.
You'd watch it. If you were watching and just kind of watching your phone, he'd probably maybe tweet something, somewhere, a message somewhere in there. But they were going to do a rewatch. So like Sundays or Monday nights following, they would sit down at 8 p.m. or whatever it is and do the thing, and he would sit there and, him and Steve Agee and Jennifer Holland or whatever would just live message through it. Anyway, the point being, it made it was a whole week of experiences. And then you waited just a couple more days and the new episode came out.
Mm-hmm.
It's a whole lot of action, whole lot of stuff going on. If I told you there was a big movie and 2.5 months worth of interaction like that, you'd be perfectly happy. I don't have to have this in March or February, but all that to say, I wouldn't mind it in March or February either.
Right. To me, we know we're getting, we're going to get Supergirl in June. We're going to get Lantern somewhere after that. We're going to get Clayface probably around October, I would imagine.
We'll probably be finishing the finale of Lanterns about this time next year. Just throwing it out there.
Probably. But also coming out in 2026, the next season of My Adventures with Superman. Also coming out in 2026, the next season of Batman Caped Crusader. No, those two things aren't in DCU, but they're there.
Yeah.
they're more comic book material as part of the multiverse, if not that single universe.
Yeah.
And also there are plenty of other great things to watch that aren't DC.
Some animated films that we're woefully behind on.
Let me just say, Blurbus.
Mm-hmm.
And yes, that's the way I say it. Blurbus.
You say that like you've developed an eating disorder.
Blurbus.
Yeah. Yep.
It'll be all right, y'all. I swear to God.
That's the one.
It'll be okay. Yeah, it's like some entitlement.
It's that, or
shit.
you've had an allergic reaction. Either way, I feel the need to immediately rush to your home and help you physically.
No, you know what? I kept saying it that way, and there was something funny about it. And then I realized I told Bethany last night, I think it's what I hope Tracy Morgan yells while watching the show. Pluribus!
Yeah. That's probably it. Yeah.
Lasagna! Pluribus!
The way you were saying it originally is just so under-enunciated, even for me, is under-enunciated in a way that, like, it sounds more like you were just in a weird position on the couch and burped.
Yeah. Yeah.
And that spilled out of your
Pluribus.
mouth with accidental syllables, you know?
It almost sounds like some kind of device you would find on Rick and Morty. But
Yeah.
Pluribus, Apple TV. Absolutely go check that out. It is fantastic. Only 2 episodes are out. It's got 100% on Rotten Tomatoes. It's already been renewed for another season. It's fucking phenomenal. Yeah. So, DC fan or no, go check that out. I don't even want to tell you what it's about. Don't look into it. Just watch it.
This is a good. Yeah, I've only looked at. I watched episode 1, not 2. I'm going to watch 2 pretty much the moment we're done with this.
Yeah, you should.
And even then, I would say, yeah, just believe the hype and go try it. Don't get into it beforehand.
I mean, it's from Vince Gilligan of Breaking Bad and Better Call Saul. Though for this, I think it might be more apropos to say Vince Gilligan of the X-Files.
True.
Good Lord. Anyway,
Yeah.
moving on. And
Little side fandom there for you.
yeah. You want to go to a break real quick, and then we'll come back and finish her up?
Sure.
All right, cool. We'll be right back. All right, welcome back. I have emptied my bladder, and I have partaken of a stroopwafel.
Those are delightful.
They are delightful. But you know what else is delightful? DCT.
Here you just emptied that bladder. Refilling it like a fool.
Like a fool.
Yeah.
All right, well,
Playing their game, I see.
I'm sure. Not playing anyone's game, damn it.
Big hydration.
Big hydration.
Big urethra. One of them.
All right, I'm sure everybody or some people, I don't know what anybody's seen. But, all over the place, we've been getting reports, about, Paramount Plus is trying to, or Paramount, David Ellison trying to buy Warner Brothers.
Yeah.
And they're like, well, we want to do $23 a share. And Ellison, and Zadslaf's like, fuck you. Yeah. And now, Netflix looked at it and Comcast and all these people are trying to look and see what's going to happen here. And I know you actually own some stock, don't you? In Warner
I
Brothers?
bought like one just so I could get notifications on some things.
Okay. Yeah, I know you the other day you sent me like a picture, like a screenshot, and where they were like, something's about to happen because it was going up. Yeah.
It was like after hours trading went up pretty significantly, and yeah, I was like, yeah, we're gonna hear about something. And then the next morning, I think it was
Netflix.
Whatever it was,
it was Netflix. Look, I haven't been following it very closely because at this point, we just don't know what's going to happen. A lot of people are interested in Warner Brothers or feigning interest in Warner Brothers. And we did get a report from Bloomberg, which is what I'm going to be talking about real quick, that they were reporting that David Ellison, Paramount CEO, intends to keep the existing creative leadership at Warner Brothers intact following any potential merger. And that would include Gunn and Safran at DC Studios, which would apparently ensure the continuity of their developing DC universe. But keep in mind that
he's a damn liar.
When they took over Paramount, there was a rather messy separation with Taylor Sheridan, the creator responsible for a lot of Paramount Plus's really successful programming slate.
Mm-hmm.
And Sheridan had been given immense creative control and delivered some massive hits. And that ultimately left, and then they ultimately left after clashing with the new leadership over budget and creative freedom and what he deemed overly political story mandates.
Yeah.
And we've already, like, over on...
That's going to be the major worry.
Yeah, over on Star Trek Universe, we've been worried because, there have been reports that David Ellison really wants to, shift it back towards heavily right-wing talking points, like, and messaging.
Yeah. Yeah. There. I don't see much point in trying to mince words on the motivation with it, really, I suppose. I have thought about it. But yeah, the motivation for him buying it is that one, it makes him a giant ton of money, and he does it in an era where Trump will just rubber stamp that fucking deal because there is no such thing as an antitrust initiative in America at the moment. Mm-hmm. So, like, you'll be able to merge whatever you can get away with merging and send the right money to stamp it. It's just, it couldn't be easier if you're into that right now. He knows this is his best shot. Mm-hmm. That's the way to take it, and it will get more right wing. It's straight up will. He's not even trying to move it into a moderate territory if you think it's left right now. He's just straight up trying to move it into right wing territory. Mm-hmm. That's what they're planning. They're in cahoots with Sinclair. This isn't conspiracy stuff. This is all very much above board and documented. They said what the plan is. We all know what the plan is.
Yeah.
It's very much above board. We all know what it is. So that's a nightmare scenario is what it is. Like, we'll have a situation, in my opinion, where we're going to end up with, like, you remember, like, Superman and Dark Knight Returns? Like,
hold on. Superman and Dark Knight Returns. Yes.
Yeah, like the Reaganized Superman. Like,
yes.
We might end up with that being the real version at some point, because we will lose full creative freedom will go away under that deal. Mm-hmm. Not immediately. It'll corrode. Like, at first it won't feel like much, and then it'll creep in, and then we'll find things will feel weird for a while, and then we'll kind of see, like, we'll see it shadow boxing at the edges. It'll take years for us to really feel, it's not, things don't happen overnight. This isn't a cartoon. But, like, it will happen.
Yeah.
And it'll just be a matter of time.
I'm worried that Gunn will just decide to leave.
That should be the most immediate worry, is that he just doesn't want to work under those conditions and calls it a day.
Yeah, it might be. There is some level of hope. And, when you're dealing with something like Superman or Star Trek, I feel like it's appropriate to keep hope on the table at the very least.
Sure. Almost a duty as a fan of these kind of products, right?
Right. At the end of the day, my biggest hope, if which Ellison's already bought Star Trek, we're fucked. But my hope,
I know where that bread's buttered now. Yeah.
Look, man. I mean, I've read a lot of the history of Star Trek, and I know how they had to get around certain censors and how they had to write certain kinds of stories because you just couldn't say what you meant. But at the end of the day, it made them more clever. It made them so much more clever. Like, so much so that, like, there are lots of very conservative people who love Star Trek and never understood just how progressive and lefty it was.
Yeah.
But if you're paying attention, if you know what to look for, you're going, oh shit, they are, aren't they? And in recent years, they honestly, like, they don't even write clever stories anymore. They don't. Yeah. They throw a couple of token gays on the bridge and go, see, we're still progressive.
Right.
Y'all.
And then they make sure somebody gets the press release in time to catch the episode.
Yeah, a few years ago on Discovery, they were like, oh, we're going to have the first non-binary character and the first trans character. And then they had like 3 years and they did nothing with those characters.
This was something that used to annoy us in the CW era, was they would congratulate themselves so heartily on some of these casting decisions.
Yeah. And I'm like, make a good character. Yeah. That's the most important thing.
Yeah. Which they also would do in many cases. It just that, like, we would get annoyed sometimes, like, you can just do it and we'll see the product and we'll congratulate you without you having to do the press release for yourself.
Mm-hmm. Stop patting yourself on the back. You
like,
said they were trans. You didn't say that.
We don't have to do.
Oh, God.
You did not need Variety to hit that up for you, I promise.
So, yeah, there's a version of this where I could go like, oh, okay, well, under intense scrutiny, they might just like be forced to be more creative. And it's a lot like, how Fox Kids used to, beat Deanie and Burnett and company with their dicks and be like, now you can't do this and this and this. And then it wound up making them way more creative.
Oh, yeah.
Where,
yeah.
Like,
and like in certain ways, rock music gets better, you know?
Yeah. And now, you know, with the chains, the shackles taken off, Bruce Timm just like, I'm going to draw a nipple.
Yeah. Yeah.
Ah, fuck. My kingdom for the old days.
Yeah. 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 I get that.
So, moving on, I guess.
There's a few things, there are a few people in the mix. It will change things. And by the way, the people you just read off, these aren't like fly-by-night offers. Like, we don't hear about some of that stuff. There's a bunch of phone calls happening behind the scenes that we'll never hear about. There's people just calling their buddy just to feel out maybe what people are in the ballpark of, whatever. You'll never hear about that shit.
Mm-hmm.
But the ones that you talked about, so Paramount, obviously.
Netflix, Comcast.
And then Comcast. They didn't just, I forget what the term is for this, but they didn't just like passingly say, well, maybe. They ask for the financials. Like there's a whole actual legal process for being like, it's called the due diligence period of looking into whatever you're going to maybe buy. So they're doing a proper thing here. And one of the funny parts is I believe Netflix looked into kind of the whole thing. And
Amazon and Apple too.
Yeah. There have been some nibblings, but Netflix looked into just sort of the whole product. And by the way, if you can all cross your fingers for that one, I'll change my mind and I'll go down with the ship if I'm wrong. I am wholeheartedly saying out of what we have at our disposal right now, you need to vote for Netflix.
Possibly.
Of the options we have, that is the least of the evils. That's the one I'm crossing my fingers for. But Netflix was kind of looking at, like buying the whole thing. I think with Comcast thing, they were partly saying, I don't want the broadcast part. They were maybe looking at buying just like the creative portion and some of the other bits, but they didn't want like CNN and so-and-so. Whereas like, I think Netflix would be maybe getting into live TV if they tried to buy it and stuff like that. I don't know. By the way, that's another issue with Paramount was they'd be getting CNN. Look, you don't want anything controlled by any one side, including obviously your news, but your creative things too.
Yeah.
Like,
I do want to point out that it's been for like a couple of years at least that our buddy Pud, who works in finance, said, oh yeah, Zaslav's just going to build it up, break it apart and sell it.
Yeah.
Pud's been right the entire fucking time.
Yeah. Oh yeah. We've discussed that theory in detail many times. Like, cause that's been my defense of Zaslav is like, yeah, he's a piece of shit. We all know he's a piece of shit, but he's a piece of shit with a job that he intended to do. And he's doing an A+ job at it right now. Like the thing that he's done it. It's about to sell. He's probably going to get it done in like we're Q4. Like we'll probably hear something soon within the next couple months. Like he did it, and he took the stock. Like this thing was at $9.97 or some shit when I looked at it the first time. It's at $23 something right now. That's great growth. He trimmed a bunch. He did everything the wrong way, and he's an evil piece of shit, and I agree about every last bit of that. But he did get the stock up and make it sellable, and that's the only thing he was hired to do. He didn't give a shit about his reputation or his soul, apparently. Like, he's just going to ride off into the sunset with a couple million.
I do think he was right to put Gunn and Safran in charge.
Yeah, he was going to get a couple things right.
Yeah. Also, there was, I do want to point out, I don't think there was any way to do it 100% right. Warner Brothers was in such a fucking state.
No. I mean, when I say that, like, he was going to make a series of decisions I think anyone would have made. I deeply suspect that where some people have been like, oh, he's maybe racist. Probably. Like, I'm not willing to discount any of the stuff where, like, he made this particularly shitty decision because he's a particularly shitty person. Probably.
Maybe.
But a lot of the cuts, a fair amount of the CW and all of that kind of cut, I would have done it too.
Yeah.
I mean, if you put me in charge of the same thing, I would have cut probably 50% of what he cut just in the same meeting.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. I mean, as much as I wanted to see Keaton again, I probably would have cut back, girl.
Yeah. I don't think I'm always going to be open to evidence, but right now my verdict is that was probably, God, I hate saying this, that was probably the right decision.
Oh, I absolutely think it was the right decision. It was part of a universe that they had no intention of continuing.
Yeah.
And they had filmed it for a streaming service. There's no way it was going to look good enough to be put out into theaters. There was absolutely no way to save it.
I know. The reason I hate saying it, though, is because there was also some shady stuff going behind the motivation. Because they didn't just do anything. It's not a cartoon. They didn't do anything for one single reason. There's only 3 or 4.
Right.
And, like, a couple of them are shitty. And maybe the shitty ones were a primary this time. And, like, I don't know, man.
I mean, give it a couple years, or, I mean, you could probably get away with it now. Release the shit. Release the shit. Release Batgirl on some streaming service somewhere. And just like have like a thing that says this is, part of a dead universe. Don't put any too much, whatever behind it.
Yeah. Just make it a DVD extra for Supergirl.
Yeah. Be clear. Like, I don't know, have Whoopi Goldberg come out and say this was made in an older time.
Yeah.
Do you remember that?
No. But it would work.
Yeah, it was a big kerfuffle about it back when it happened. But when they put out the Looney Tunes DVDs, they would have on the cartoons where they did like blackface and stuff.
Yeah.
It would like
they'd have somebody else come out and apologize for it.
No, specifically Whoopi Goldberg would like pop up and be like, "This was made in a in a certain kind of time." What you're about to see.
I appreciate the preface.
Mm-hmm.
You're not wrong.
All right. Do you remember the Jenna Lynn YouTube channel?
I know that name.
This is a girl. I can't remember what her show is called. But you can find her at Hey It's Jenna Lynn on Threads. She does.
She did the cameo in Superman. I want to say she got a little cameo in Superman.
She may have. James Gunn likes her. He reposted one of her her videos, and I did watch it. He said great video, and yes, the Brainiac stuff is cool. She did like a whole breakdown of who Brainiac is, and gave like lots of different versions of Brainiac across multiple continuities. Mm-hmm. And he says, yes, the Brainiac stuff is cool. Don't read too much into that part of me reposting. But what I love is Jenna Lynn talking about fandom flanderization and how many fans believe some aspect of a character is the only quote-unquote true version, usually dependent on when they first came upon the stories. Think yellow oval on Batman's chest, all-powerful Superman, Wonder Woman made from clay, and how...
on for days.
Absolutely. And how that potentially diminishes our enjoyment of stories outside of what we expect. I absolutely agree with that. And her video did talk all about that. That's basically what it was about. And how you close yourself off to enjoying a new version of a thing when chances are the thing that you watched that you're over here yelling, I like the original, wasn't the original to begin with. There are lots of different versions of these characters. We've preached on this, several times. Many a day. And bitterly, I lament that Gunn has never retweeted anything of ours. But
but I believe fundamentally we agree on the issue.
No, she's doing the Lord's work over there. I've enjoyed her videos. I just can't remember what it's called. Go read a comic book or something like that.
Are you able to educate me on flanderization as a term? I feel like I know.
It's totally talking about Ned Flanders.
Yeah, that's what I was hoping.
And how, they just boiled his character down to some tropes. They took away all of his development.
I think
in
the
a lot of ways.
flanderization has completely worked on me because I didn't realize that's a thing at all.
Yeah. At some point in The Simpsons, they
Much
really
less that
did
he
just...
was a verb for it.
Oh, yeah. But at some point in The Simpsons, like, he did just get down to just like a diddly-do. He was just like, it's just Flanders, and there's not an actual character behind it anymore.
See, in my head, canon of Flanders is the only thing he's ever done that was in any way a break of character is burn the math equation that proves God doesn't exist. and it's like a one-time break in his hardware that's the joke, and then he goes back to diddly-do,
Right. I mean, there are a few. There was a recent episode, apparently, that did a really good job of addressing him losing his faith and having some issues. But
you told me about that one.
Yeah,
you told me I had a good arc. That was a good one. That was a good episode.
Yeah, shit made me cry too.
Yeah.
Of course, it's oversimplified, and sometimes certain characters fall through the cracks for a few seasons, and they go, "Wait a minute, we need to do something better with this."
Yeah.
But Anyway, yeah, it is, I think, very important to understand that, you, especially if you're our age, maybe not if you're like 90, maybe you were sitting there going, I remember when Lex Luthor was a redheaded guy, and then that one panel changed everything.
Yeah.
When they accidentally gave Lex's line to the bald guy.
Well, question, just how in the world with as many podcasts like ours that do nothing but bitch about things exactly like that, how is media literacy such an issue at the moment when we seem flooded with people just talking about these things? But
but because the people who are having such issues with media literacy, they don't listen to podcasts because they're spending all of their time writing shitty, hateful comments.
It's an on the bus or off the bus experience.
The and, I have a situation where I don't we would have more listeners if I would get online more and argue with people. I've watched my contemporaries do this. I cannot bring myself to it. I try, and I do succeed sometimes. Yeah. But my God, it's everything within me. Mm-hmm. It takes everything. It is like fucking mask on, do the job for a second, try to be nice. Oh God, it's like I almost had a stroke trying to be nice to a guy earlier on Reddit. Mm-hmm. Like,
mm-hmm. That place can press you. It's bad if you look at your notifications on Reddit, and by the time you look at the comment, it's no longer showing. Like I've done that and looked down at like the notification on my thing. It'll show the blurb and a notification and like the first sentence or whatever, and say like 4 minutes, and then I try to go to it, search everywhere I can, but gone, nothing. No. Like the mod already took it down. She booted.
Mm-hmm.
Like,
like I had a comment from a guy who claimed he didn't understand at all what I was saying. And his response started, I don't know what copium you're smoking, but ...
That's a great start. Yeah. Ooh.
And I'm so fucking sick of that word. And I actually started to write the thing, and then I was like, nope, I like this line, but I need to just, like, I've got so much more to say. I need to transfer over to computer. And so I saved this part, and I actually literally started it, no copium. And yes, I too am thrilled that so many denizens of the Star Trek fandom are clever enough to have glommed to that dead horse of a term. Like, it fucking pissed me off. I hate that shit so much. Like, stop saying copium. Oh, you're on copium. Ho, ho, ho. Like, you're not clever.
No, I know. That one's an annoying one.
Fucking stupid.
Although,
bullshit.
Just to be a dick, I've started on Threads telling people to write me a 5-paragraph essay expressing their feelings.
I could.
Yeah. Well, you can't do that shit on Reddit. They might.
Yeah. You know what? I appreciate it. I appreciate it.
I did. I got in a very wordy argument about some science thing the other day on Reddit, and he did eventually give up. Yeah, you know what? Like, Reddit's the place where you can just, like, both of you are writing like a paragraph back and forth, and it's an actual, like, it's not just shouting over each other. There's a little bit of back and forth of responding to points here, but there are moments where you're like, I'm not sure if I won with that paragraph or they just gave up on it.
Right. And I have definitely given up.
Yeah,
a lot. Because there's just a point, and I know it bugs me because I know that they're sitting there going, ho, 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 no, you didn't have nothing to say back to me because I beat them. Yeah. And I went, oh no, you were arguing with a wall.
Yeah. Yeah.
This is a person who does not have any capability of understanding what you are actually saying to them. Anyway.
It does make you want to ask, like, let's pause this argument. Describe a scenario in which you would admit defeat. What would that sound like to you? Like, what is the sentence that I could possibly say where you would go, shucks? Like,
well,
and
the
if
first
that person
question
can't even really drum anything up, well, just walk away.
The first question, the first part of this is before you even get there, you go, say potato. Make sure they're not a bot.
Yeah.
And then you move back. Like, okay, maybe
that
we
is
can
why I
work
like
this
the
out.
5-paragraph essay thing, though, is because even if they do, like, there's a part of me that's like, if you GPT me a 5-paragraph essay, by the end of that, I can tell. I know how they write one.
Uh-huh.
I know how AI writes a 5-paragraph essay. Plus, like, you got to at least prompt it a little bit.
Yeah.
But there's going to be I want to fuck with you a little bit. Like, there's going to be a long dash somewhere in that motherfucker.
If y'all don't get off that fucking M dash, I've been using M dash for decades. And all of a sudden
I have
now,
accidentally.
And now I use now because I'm using M dash, everybody thinks I'm an AI. I'm like, fuck you.
Yeah.
Like everybody, and also by the way, everybody thinks they know what an AI writes like or draws like or does. And I'm like,
they do not.
Not always.
And by the way, how do you think the what's it called, M dash? How do you think that motherfucker landed in the AI's playbook? It's an LLM. It was because of you.
That's
writing
right.
with it all those years before.
Specifically me.
And having, yes. And
I stopped years ago because, like, I think it was LiveJournal stopped supporting the bit where the M dash where it like becomes one long ass dash and it just stayed two small dashes. And I was like, oh, fuck that. I hate that.
Yeah, it's aesthetically weird.
It's terrible. It's upsetting. So
it reeks of ASCII.
I don't know. Well, I don't even know what that means. What, ASCII?
ASCII is like ASCII or whatever. It's like it was
yes. Okay.
You know what I mean. Like
yeah.
Drawing pictures with parentheses and shit.
Yes. Okay.
Yeah.
So,
God, that feels like a fucking Taylor Swift lyric. Drawing pictures with parentheses.
A little bit.
Yeah.
All right.
I Alan, like her, by the way. Don't take that too hard. Sorry.
Oh yeah, dude. I remember one time you said something about Taylor Swift, joking, and like we got like 3 responses from people who just fucking hate her, and we're like, finally, and we're like, what the fuck? It's like it's just fucking people like DC on screen listeners waiting in the wings, going, just say something about Taylor Swift, so I know it's okay.
No, I like her just fine. I mean, I think writing a song about your fiance's dick should have been a private matter, not just because I say that it was actually a pretty good song for it. It's just that once I realized it's a dick joke, now I wish it was like, now I wish it wasn't something I have to be like picturing the entire time / skip. It just changes the flavor of it. It was a very different situation before.
Yeah, I don't want to know about changing the flavor of Travis Kelce's dick.
Yeah. It's like the moment I caught on, it felt like I don't know. There's a little bit of it's like, oh, okay, this is kind of a joke, and like comedy's not as funny the second time. It's like there's a little bit of me just wishes at like the end of the album, so I could be like listen to it occasionally, but not like it's not like I'm gonna throw this album on anytime soon. I'm basically gonna hear it because it's gonna be playing out my house a lot, and I like her just fine.
Yeah, it's all right. I've downright loved some of her stuff, and the new stuff isn't my favorite, but it's not terrible.
Yeah, I have a range of emotions from to I don't know. There's a lot of ratings here.
I will say it's not as bad as some of my favorite musical artists' worst albums.
That is actually, that's deeply true. Yeah,
I'm looking at those Christian albums, Bob.
Yeah.
Bob Dylan's, you got a shot of love,
Yeah. Hey, while we're in pop star land, I don't know if this was on your agenda, but the fucking Variety, wasn't it Variety?
It never is, but I always expect it.
Which, whatever the agenda is.
Yeah.
You saw, and Gunn even responded to this. I think it was Variety that put out on Halloween. Sabrina Carpenter did a concert, did a little bit of it in costume.
Of course.
And did some of it, according to Variety, as Superwoman.
Mm-hmm.
And I think it was Gunn hit back, or Gunn reposted that
he
somewhere.
He just said Superwoman?
Yeah, he just hit like a question mark. It was just funny.
Yeah.
But it was funny to me because like I had seen them do that earlier that day and thought, really? And then a few hours later, I popped back on and there's him reposting it again. It's like, come on now. Okay, this is, and it had gotten enough traction for it to be really. They did, by the way, like later that day, I did see some, like they had reposted it with Wonder Woman, as though the first one had never happened.
Mm-hmm.
It was funny.
Mm-hmm. I saw it though. I saw it.
It was a great bit.
I'll tell you this: she looked good enough. I'd be like, cast her.
Yeah, yeah.
No,
Has
she's
decent.
far too short, and I know she doesn't have the dark hair, but I think she's good to go. Let's just do this.
You're right. She is a bit short of stature for that role, but you know, you can shoot up.
Right.
They're nothing from Citizen Kane.
I learned a few things, but nothing that's helped me in my real life.
Yeah. I didn't know about her and Eric Adams either. That was a hilarious rabbit hole to go down last week. I had some fun with. There was some fun in Popland. I also cannot turn on a radio without hearing Manchild right now.
Yeah. She's the whole thing, dude.
Yeah.
And I love her music, so again,
you're here for it.
I'm sorry, you few DC on screen listeners waiting in the wings, waiting for us to trash Sabrina Carpenter so that you too can be cool.
Yeah, I'll tell you what. Here's I have an olive branch though. I bet if you name a couple of the songs you hate, I probably hate a couple of them too, because there's a couple of her songs I absolutely fucking loathe, but there's a couple of their fucking bangers. I mean, it's
Sabrina Carpenter.
Well, Sabrina, I don't know her. I actually don't know her canon well enough to say that I hate any of them. I should just go like straight through an album here and there and just fine, do that.
I don't know. I don't think I've heard any songs that I hate of Sabrina's.
No, like in Taylor's, there's a couple that are deeply skippable, but like, it's just any band, man. It's just any band.
Yeah, I mean, Tom Petty and the Heartbreakers is my favorite band of all time. Not my favorite musical artist, because that's Bob Dylan.
Mm-hmm.
But I mean, like I said, if I never hear "Don't Come Around Here No More" again in my life, you talk about skippable.
I know.
I will like fall over coffee tables to skip that song. I'll be like, nope.
I've unplugged shit.
Sorry, Dave Stewart.
Yeah.
Like I was literally like, I've read books on Tom Petty. The first time I was reading through that, I got to the part where they were talking about that album, which is Full Moon Fever.
Uh-huh.
And I started seeing Dave Stewart from the Eurythmics was helping out, and I was like, oh, that's why I hate that song. And it's funny because it's like the exact thing that you always bitch about with all 80s music, like the fucking the snare drum echo or whatever.
Yeah, the mic over the snare drum is a huge the Genesis Phil Collins echoed snare, and then the other major contention is that there was a lot of new toys, and we used some sounds that were not ready for air.
Yeah, and that song starts out with some fucking seagulls and the like,
all that kind of stuff.
Yeah.
Some
video's
people
cool.
just did more tasteful things. Like you listen to some of a lot of the Talking Head stuff. He used some of the synth sounds that were just a little ahead of their time, a little better. He had better taste.
Yeah, I think people just kind of also forgive David Byrne a little more because it's just clear that he's a little weird.
He is a bit weird.
I mean, he's got to come out in an oversized suit and be like, and you're like, oh, okay. Yeah. Well, he's singing like he's a robot now.
Right. Yeah. And even that, when I've listened to his book, he had been listening to a lot of Southern preachers, and he had been ripping the cadence off that. He'd turned the tone down super low, so because he wasn't listening for the words, he was listening for the rhythm and like the dynamics of how they went about the words. So that yelping, he called it. On like the psycho killer, like he was calling that yelping, but like that was a lot of what he was trying to mimic was that preacher cadence and stuff like that. You can hear it when pointed out.
Hey, dude, Bowie was doing that too. Like Bowie did that before he did. He's like,
change it. Yeah,
I do think we could have. My friend Amy has often said that me and her could have a music podcast.
Mm-hmm.
I think you and I could too.
Yeah, I would enjoy it. I would enjoy that.
I don't feel qualified by any stretch. All right.
The fact that I feel qualified for that conversation means that I'm not allowed to have it.
Right. I feel like
it means that no one wants to hear what I have to say about it.
Right. I think that's true of this show. And like, there's no reason for me to ever be talking because like, I know what I'm talking about, but like I have said things that were just factually accurate, like that I knew absolutely because I read the article and I understood it. and
reported it sincerely and dutifully.
And Reddit will downvote me to fucking filth.
Yeah.
Because it's just not what they wanted to hear. I'm like, I'm sorry. I've done extensive research on these things. I really hate to inform you.
I did that. Well, that was the where I ended up in that sciencey conversation with somebody the other day. Was I simply stated a thing. It's just simply a thing, and I was voted the hell and back. And then one person was like, "What about this thing?" And I was like, "Well, this is about that thing. I'm being downvoted, but that's just absolute nonsense up there. That is clearly people not understanding the premise at all of what was being discussed here."
Yeah. All right. Okay. So let's get to the last bit of this. Mm-hmm. And I knew we didn't have much news. I knew we'd get to an hour and a half.
Yeah. My time's about right.
Speaking with Screen Rant, Alan Ritchson.
If you had less pages, we would have done more time.
Yeah, it's true. Alan Ritchson detailed the talks he's had with DC. He didn't really detail anything, but he did say that he's not interested in playing a clean-cut protagonist.
Mm-hmm.
He says, that's the conversation I've been having with him. Like, I want to play somebody a little messier. And I told them, I said, if I'm going to do this, I described to them the kind of personality that I would want to play and what that would mean to their world. And I think it's something everybody wants to see right now over there. So yes, I want to play somebody a little dirtier than your typical clean-cut protagonist. Who do you think he's looking at playing?
I don't know.
He's already said it's not going to be Batman. He's already said it's not going to be that.
I hate to make that the spoiler because that it won't be. But that is a bit of a shame because he would look the part, obviously, and he wants to play it a bit angry, and I don't think that would be I don't think that'd be a bad thing in this situation. I think an angry Batman would match this Superman real well.
I do too.
But I don't think that is the road we're going down with Alan. End of the day, I do not believe that is going to be a man dressed in black and yellow, gray, blue, which secondary color you want.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Black and lesser black. Sometimes it's black and more black.
It's more of a matte
Vanta
black
and super
and then
Vanta.
like a charcoal.
Yeah. Hyper Vanta and Batman Vanta.
No, they're not going to pay that price to use Vanta. That's
true. What was the freemium version that guy invented? There's
Vanta Black was something that was
some pretentious dude made.
Some pretentious dude made.
It was very talented, but
it was the blackest black. He used fucking nano tubes.
Yeah.
To like block out the fucking light. So when you're looking at Vanta, something that's Vanta Black, it just looks like a hole in the universe. It's fucking weird.
It literally takes in the light and does not reflect it at appropriate rates. Your eye has no idea what to do with it.
But he patented it so that no one can use it but him.
My understanding is that the only part you can give him credit for in this part of the story is that he did at least make a breakthrough. That was genuine breakthrough material. Yeah. But then he was a dick about everything he did with it.
Yeah. But then someone else went, oh, well, fuck you. And then turned around and made a blacker black.
Yeah. Yeah.
And allowed it for use.
And my understanding about that guy was he's just more egalitarian in his general nature. But just thinks things should be more free than they typically are. But also hadn't really dealt with black, but was just a bit of a colors genius in general, and basically got pissed off about the black thing and went, oh, you didn't want me to play with you, did you? Oh, okay.
Yeah, because if you're an artist...
You're bad. Yeah.
And then you see someone gatekeeping art, or something that could be used for art, sometimes you just got to do it.
Yeah, and if you happen to be also deeply talented, that may be the wrong motherfucker.
Uh-huh.
So that was a fun story of just the right guy getting to come up there. I love that story.
Mm-hmm.
I do.
It's a great story.
But yes, Batman would have another black. He would have a Bat Black.
Yeah.
That would be blacker.
I'm going to go out on a limb here. I'm going to say that Alan Ritchson is looking at playing Power Girl.
That would... It would fit most of the anger storylines.
Yeah.
But I think him and Alcock have very little in common. And yeah, I don't know. That's actually not true. It's true. They could be cousins.
Mm-hmm. It would be funny if he wound up being I don't know, Shazam or something.
Yeah. All right, so he's one of the ones that got pitched around early too. And
I loved him for Captain Marvel. Man, I loved him.
Yeah. Yeah. like he looks good that way. My problem, I'm really having trouble fitting someone that's angry like that. Like Captain Atom was a good situation, maybe. He's definitely got the build. Like, I mean, Captain Atom's just a giant, triangle with a star on front, right?
I think it's an atom, isn't it?
I mean, the shape of that man is a giant triangle, though. Like
but you said a star on his chest.
Yeah, whatever. It's the atom thing on his chest. Yeah, you're right. The molecule symbol.
Yeah.
Or the atomic symbol. That's what the fuck it's called.
Right. Yeah.
There's no molecule symbol. You fool. I don't like. He's maybe the closest I can really get along with, but it is just. I'm really having trouble getting the angry part of what he wants to do because I keep wanting to make that villains.
Yeah, he's saying dirtier. He's saying messier. That sounds like anti-hero to me.
It is mostly that, and a lot of people that are dirty and messy aren't built like that. Like you don't, because writers typically make big characters simpler and smaller characters more deceitful. That's how writers have done things since the beginning of time. Like you need to be smaller. Or you need to be deceitful if you're smaller in order to get around in the universe. Mm-hmm. So it is a problem all by itself. But yeah, I mean, I guess really like Captain Atom is about the angers, but he's not interesting enough for me to carry yet.
What if he was Hitman?
Also good, yeah.
I mean, that dude has, he's not exactly the same physically, but I can see it.
Yeah, Hitman maybe, but again, huge. Like Alan, he's an entire unit.
I know.
I genuinely don't know who other than Batman in that universe has that level of anger and size that I'm really like blanking.
Gunfire. He was on the the mural in the Hall of Justice.
Oh, true.
Yeah, I mean he could beat Buona Beast.
Yeah, he could, but I do have like a very Brave and the Bold flavored Buona Beast in my head. That's just he's a good dude.
He's a good lad.
That would be trouble. You could have some fun and like use his size, like do a robot man.
Mm-hmm.
Who says we have to make him human?
You don't have to make him human at all. I don't know. My first thought would be freaking Warrior, but we've already got Guy Gardner, so it's not going to be that.
Yeah. Well, that's another one. Like again, you could maybe shoot him down or something like that. Maybe make him not appear as big as he is. But like Guy would have been somebody.
Why would you?
Well, Guy Gardner. Like, all right, so Guy was another person that I was like, God.
No, well, I mean, why would you, in terms of why would you want to not utilize his bigness? Why would you shoot him
as
down?
Guy?
No, as anybody. If you got Alan Ritchson, you're going to use his size.
Well, that's my point. Yeah, so that was my objection, though, was that, like, Guy's not... You have to be known for being big for Alan Ritchson to be playing you.
Oh. All right, we might be overlooking the obvious here.
All right, here you go.
Messy, dirty, big.
Grundy.
Motherfucker's Hawkman.
Yeah, that's true. Yeah, but I have seen that pitched around already.
Oh, have you?
Yeah.
I mean, so?
Have I? Maybe it might have been us. I don't remember. I think I've seen that around. But
having seen
that
it mean,
a lot of bills.
I mean, I'm sure somebody's come up with it. I mean, I'm not claiming originality here.
No, I don't mean that part. I mean, like, I might have already, like, I might have seen that flutter around a couple weeks ago and hadn't thought about it since.
I could see him doing Deathstroke, too. Deathstroke's an anti-hero sometimes.
He is an anti-hero. Now, actually, in Ritchson's quote, does he say hero? Or does he just say character?
He said character. He said dirtier and grittier, but he didn't say... I was assuming.
We're overlaying the word hero here.
No, yeah, that's why I said anti-hero. And also, he said he's not interested in a clean-cut protagonist. So to me, that sounds like, I mean, a protagonist doesn't have to be a hero. If you're looking at just their story, from their perspective, they are the protagonist.
All right, if we open it up completely, if we don't have to have it can be a complete babyface, we can have some fun then. I mean, like, we can have some real fun. You want to have like a Jonah Hex?
That'd be okay.
Like,
I'm kind of iffy about Jonah Hex sometimes.
Yeah.
I'm a little gun shy, if you'll excuse the expression.
Yeah.
Also, I just don't see him going back for the Old West at this point.
I don't either. I don't either. I don't like. He won't. Oh God. I mean, and the one that's going to be off bounds. That the other one that's just you want to is Aquaman.
That's the one you want to.
Because he's a bit, bit of a twat every once in a while. But, like, he's not going to do that again. Yeah, but he's not going to do that again.
I mean, he might. We don't know.
Maybe.
I mean, that's just begging to be, confused. Because people will, like, throw out everything they know about the universe and be like, it's the Smallville universe. No, it's not. He just happens to be playing the same character.
Yeah.
Kinda. But yeah, no, I would love to see him play Aquaman. Absolutely.
Yeah, I mean,
also, if we did like a they're not going to do it because they're doing that with Lanterns, with the hard-boiled detective thing. But if they did like a hard-boiled detective Martian Manhunter, that'd be kind of cool.
True.
And I wouldn't mind seeing Alan playing. Like, I'm looking at a Martian Manhunter on my wall right now, and I'll post a picture of it. Motherfucker looks like Alan Ritchson.
This is true.
Just a bald Alan Ritchson.
All right, let me throw two at you, though.
Uh-huh.
No reason it can't be Oliver Queen.
Oh, yeah, no. I mean, he's a little thick. He's a little big for Ollie, I think.
I mean, maybe not. I don't really see a reason that Oliver Queen can't be thick and it all be canon. I mean, he could be a bit swole.
I don't see a reason he can't. I just don't think of him that way.
I agree. I think of him as a bit more svelte than that, sure.
A bit live.
Yeah, he's not welterweight or anything, but but yeah, Green Arrow, very much a possibility. And I did think about this a couple weeks ago and I forgot. I don't know who they got for Mr. Miracle yet.
Ooh, scot-free. As far as we know, it's just animated so far. We don't know. I don't know that we're going to get him in live action just yet.
Well, I would take him in live action by him.
Well, scot-free is. I don't want someone so big for Scott because Scott, I want him to look very diminutive next to Barda.
Okay, yeah, I'll give you that. All right, but
I kind of hate
thinking he would fill out the leotard very well, and I would definitely buy him as a new god.
I'll be honest. I'm kind of annoyed that.
Oh, good point. Orion. There's a dick.
Or Orion. Yes.
Orion? Yeah, thank you.
I am aggravated that Paul Rudd already played Ant-Man because he would be great for Scott-free.
You are dead fucking right. God damn. That was such a good thought. It almost killed you.
Mm-hmm. My throat gave out.
Yeah. It was simply too much.
Simply too much.
That's a really good call, though. But I mean, there's a part of me that still wants Booster, but Booster's not angry. I mean,
I don't want him to be Booster.
Neither Blue and Gold could be that. Although he'd fit the bill on both of them great.
I mean, look, we're talking about a guy. We're talking about a guy who's already played Hawk in the DC universe.
Yeah. There's another character that would fit this bill. He really is. Now that I'm thinking about it, he's just asking to play the same kind of thing he's played in the DC over and over again.
Yeah. I mean, and he also, I think he was Raphael in Michael Bay's TMNT.
Sons of bitches. Yeah, he is. All right, so he's trying to get himself cast in this role in the DC, and we're all here for it because he's doing a good job at that role. All right, I'm re-understanding what we're doing right now.
Who else could he play? That's
yeah. If we just did him exactly as him and threw him in,
what would be fun?
Red Tornado.
It would be. No, I don't want that at all. It would be fun if he played Bane.
Yes.
It'd be fun if he played Bane, and then at some point,
can he do an accent?
He's at some point have him hanging out with Batman in some capacity, like anti-heroing it up.
Yeah.
And then there's clear animosity, and he's like, "Hey, remember when I broke everyone out of Arkham and then broke your back?" And like, you shut the fuck up, Bane.
Yeah. Yeah.
That was pretty funny, right? Yeah. No, it wasn't. And then we could just skip that in the DCU and just have it be part of the vague history of they just have this animosity because of that time.
Yeah. It's behind him now, but we know.
That was one of my favorite things in the comics that they did. I think it was in the Gotham Knights line where it came to be a point where Like Bane was just they had sort of an uneasy thing going on where it was like, yeah, well, I don't like crime either. I just felt like I had to destroy you. Right, I get it. To take your throne. Yeah, right.
Yeah.
All right, so like, you're gonna keep your nose clean, right? Yeah, I'll be all right. All right, cool. And they just kind of did their own thing. And Bane, on his quest to figure out who his father was, came upon the possibility that they got pretty close, that his dad might have been Thomas Wayne.
Oh.
So then he's like hanging out with fucking Batman for an arc and being like, oh, we might be brothers. Fuck you. Okay. I think we have to figure this one out. It was a fun bit. I
like that piece of lore.
Yeah. I think I want to say that they wound up, the investigation took them to Nanda Parbat or some shit. And they were dealing with Ra's al Ghul for a minute and kind of working together. It was a fun dynamic, though. It was fun because it was like Bane was just like, we might be brothers. And he's like, I don't want us to be brothers.
Yeah. Yeah.
It was a little Spider-Man Deadpool. It was a bit, but, in Batman's world.
mean, yeah. But, come on. We all adore a begrudging buddy comedy.
Yeah.
It's one of the best genres.
That's what I would love to see. Is you have all of the Nightfall shit in the background or some version of it.
Yeah.
And just have this like buddy comedy adventure with Bane and Batman.
Like Nightfall has happened, but also we're living in a present where somewhere in the history is Nightfall, but also somewhere in the history someone broke the ice and sent somebody a Christmas card. just 1 year, 2023 or whatever.
Yeah.
But it has happened by this point.
All it would have to really be is Batman realizing that Bane is serious about what he says, which is, I also believe in justice. We will take down all the people fucking with Gotham. Give me back my pasta maker.
Yeah. I mean, he can go magical, but like, you can get big, like Spectre or somebody like that. But like,
he might be Intrigan.
That would be funny. That would be actually really funny because he could fill out both well enough, and nobody's saying Jason Blood couldn't be a unit.
Mm-hmm. I feel like in comic book movies, what really for real? Oh, God, what I really want is I want Alan Ritchson as Batman and that big motherfucker from Jack Reacher the last season who was like way bigger than Jack Reacher. I want him to be playing Bane. That's what I really want.
Yeah.
You're not supposed to just like disavow size when you have the chance in a comic book movie.
I know.
If you got a big guy, you make him a big character.
A big guy that's that big a name at the moment would be an absolute fucking waste. It's another character that just like, he'd want to is like Constantine. Like, and I feel like he'd do a pretty good job because he's got an aloofness to pretty much any role I've seen him in, and well, especially in Reacher, he's got this kind of like, I'll talk when I feel like it kind of thing that Constantine could do really well with a cigarette,
Mm-hmm.
But it's just, you're not going to pull off the 80s scene punk guitar vibe. Like, it's just, Alan doesn't look like a man who's had a heroin addiction.
Nah.
Like, then, like you said, it's a waste of his size. We'd just be downplaying that and throwing it all in the trash and then making me like swallow a version of the character. Like, he could do 70-80% of the character's coolness extremely well. And then there'd be that 20, 25, 30% that just, what a waste on that bit.
Yeah. It's going to be really funny if they come out and be like, okay, yeah, he's Batman.
Yeah.
I really, man.
I'll be a little bit annoyed. Yeah, the thing that made more sense was the thing we were going to do.
Yeah. We looked at all the options and just went, yeah, let's just do Batman.
Yeah. We're just going to make him a pretty aggressive Batman. Like, okay.
Yeah. God's like, look, man, I know that you're like openly Christian and shit, and you do Jack Reacher. You're not going to like come out and be all of a sudden like really problematically MAGA, are you? No, no. Okay. All right. And you can be Batman.
Yeah.
Jesus Christ.
We're going to stay there. Yeah.
You're not going to go Zach Levi on us, are you? Because I thought maybe we had something, and he was very firmly in another universe. Okay.
Yeah.
He got weird on us.
No, Alan, I forget what exactly he said. He's got some quote from a few months ago that was pretty deliberately anti-MAGA.
Oh yeah, he did.
I forget about that. God, I don't even remember the paraphrase version of what it was right now, but it was not coy.
Yeah.
So I think if that's part of the recruiting strategy, he's probably qualified already.
Yeah. I just remember stroking an imaginary cat and going, excellent, excellent.
Actually, I do remember that because that was around the time that the Batman rumors were hitting, and I kind of saw the headline and I saw the pull quotes and was like, yep, a boy can definitely play Batman then. Yeah, same cat.
Yeah.
I had to borrow the cat for a second to do that part of the bit.
All right.
I did stroke something in the air just now while I was talking. I think you could hear me doing it, frankly.
It's hard to say, what I actually heard and what I just imagined I heard.
You can just feel it.
I definitely didn't feel it.
Yeah.
I
mean, the funny part is like, I don't know how I move my hands, because I'm just doing them. But like, I bet at this point, as long as we've known it, there are probably points where you could just close your eyes and be like, yeah, your hands are like in the air right now, right? Like, yeah, I just knew they were. Like you're pointing at like this whole wall. Like, yeah, okay, yeah. How'd you know that? Because I've fucking known you for 2 decades, you piece of shit. Oh yeah.
I know your gesticulations, sir. I read your book, you magnificent bastard.
Yeah.
Last piece of news: James Gunn did announce today that the animated show, the newest animated series from DC, Bat Fam, is streaming on Prime Video. I don't care what you guys say and cry into your little cum socks and do whatever the fuck you do. I think it looks fun. And if I ever get around to watching that Batman Christmas movie that basically served as a pilot, I will definitely watch it.
I'm going to do both in short order. Even sticking to my Christmas rule, I'm really only a couple weeks shy of that kicking in. So it's not going to be a big deal. Also, I don't know how many people, I've had a number of people tell me already this year that they're just kind of more than normal feeling like putting out Christmas decorations early.
Like, you might as well just go ahead and get used to it, man.
I don't know what that vibe is, but for some reason this year I've had a couple people like, I don't know, I never do this, but I want to put up the tree. Like, yeah. I don't, I get a live one. I don't want to put up 2 trees this year, but I'll.
You think it might be like people who love Christmas are like keying into the notion that we're not going to be around for Christmas? Like that fucking, you think, whatever that fucking thing is, the
Rapture?
No. What is that thing that's floating around up there that everyone's freaking out about? 3i something.
We got another satellite or some shit?
No, it's like a comet, and then everybody's like, that's no comet. The conspiracy thing, 3i something or another.
That guy.
Yeah. Because if like they're showing, like they keep showing all the videos, like, it doesn't really look like a comet. Yeah, it's not behaving like a comet.
Yeah. Yeah. We also got like the Black Knight satellite, stuff like that, that's out there and not behaving like stuff and occluding whole planets occasionally and just being relatively confusing and not having much of an explanation. I don't pay a huge amount of attention to incoming rock storylines in general, just like
incoming rock storylines.
Look, but the hear me out version of that is roughly that like the speed with which we'll see this come, we won't know. We like the amount of deadening we're going to do at the speed we're going to do it is it won't, even at the speed of posting, it's not going to make it my way. We're just going to be hanging out and then not. So I just kind of don't worry about most of the asteroid headlines.
Yeah. I mean, I kind of think like, oh well, it's 3i Atlas, by the way. Now, yeah, if it is like, because some people are saying, like, some people are getting on the internet and being like, it's a mothership and it's bringing us frequencies that'll, if we're open to it, we'll figure out how to heal ourselves and what am I looking for? Transcend the next plane into the 4th dimension and like just a. Oh man, woof! We getting heady up in here.
I love that there's a competing theory because there's always that guy. There's always that guy that comes in and says like, "Yeah, they're here to show us the way," and then there's always another guy who goes like, "Yeah, they didn't come here. If somebody came and found us, they came for something."
I think it might be something, but I think it might just go right by us and go like, "Nope."
Yeah, I do love that there's a third guy saying, "Yeah, they're just gonna kick the tires and bounce. Trust me. Like, don't worry about it. Don't call him Dad. He won't be around very long. I promise.
They came through just in time to see Trump at the ball game. Be like, say name here, and they're like, no, we're good.
No, we're good.
We done. We done.
Yeah, I love that there's a couple of just obvious interpretations for what could be happening if we were to run across something like this, and all of them are there. It's a Rorschach test. It's just a window into your soul. Which one do you think's happening? Like, if you looked up at the sky and it was like, I don't know, they're probably here for something. I don't want to maybe lend you money,
right?
But if the other guy's like, they're definitely here to like show us the way and blah blah blah. Like, I definitely want to ask that guy to lend me money. Because he doesn't keep track.
Oh,
even if he does, he'll never say anything.
So, do you want to give me money or not? Because I'm not really of either one of those. I'm like, yeah, it's something weird it's not a comet, but.
Yeah, those are just probably the people who'd be like, I don't know, let's sit down and take a look at the numbers, see if it makes sense. I can't scam you. Don't worry about it.
I was just like, yeah, let's see. Might be that something else, Anyway, so Supergirl's coming out next year. And, I kind of fall on, I don't know, I do know, Jason Pargin. For the listeners, Jason Pargin, he's a influencer to some degree. He was primarily a writer. Used to go by the name David Wong. He's on, he wrote John Dies at the End and several other books, and they're all pretty good. But he does these incredibly interesting internet videos, and one of the things that on one of his videos, he made some great points that I somewhat mostly agree with, where he's discussing how there are a lot of people, a lot of the younger generations today are saying the world's ending. There's not going to be a world. Who fucking cares? And his point is, okay, yeah, don't count on that, because that's what I thought. That's what my generation thought. We were like, as a matter of course, practicing getting under our desks for when the nuclear bombs hit. We did not believe that there was going to be a tomorrow. We did not plan for a future. Yeah. And then turned out we were wrong. Yeah. And now we're all in our 50s and 60s and wondering what the fuck are we going to do? Yeah. We weren't supposed to be here.
I know many a person, myself included, who are planless at this age because we're half suspected that we are 10 to 15 years past the expiration date already. Like,
and it's one of those things too that like it's one of the divots in the whole or maybe it would be better described as a feather in the cap for those who don't believe in global warming, because in the 70s they said that we were about to have a new all the scientists kept saying it was going to be a next ice age was coming, and then in the
direction
80s
of the temperature kept changing.
In like 84, they came out and said, oh, it's global warming now, and we're going to be dead in 20 years. Yeah. And none of that shit happened.
So in the 90s, the verbiage changed to change. That way you can't be wrong now. It'll change.
Yeah. Well, I feel like they kind of really, really leaned hard into that.
Yeah.
In the early aughts.
In the aughts again, it went back to warming. And then it was a funny thing to watch you can make fun of that, but there's a legitimate reason for every stage of yes, actually that is all true. And yes, there is a legit reason for all of that because science moves. Yeah. But
science moves. That is a thing. Yeah.
Well, science moves. And then the verbiage around it changes at a different rate. Sometimes a weird artificially inflated one, especially if you have a bunch of news cycles that do some weird shit around it.
Right. Yeah. It's, the verbiage is, I think, less scientific and more PR related.
It's what's stuck. Yeah. Like for the couple scientists who are like, oh, cool, they use my term. There's, like for every one scientist you can find that's like, oh, I'm honored, man. I can't believe they used my term. There's another guy who's like, I invented that term to mean the exact fucking opposite of what they used it for.
And they mispronounced it.
Yeah. And then for every one of those two, that's 2%. Go find the other 98 of those 100 who are like, I had a better term and no one cared. And I've heard them pitch theirs sometimes, and podcasts or whatever, and like you'll hear occasionally, yeah, I wish we'd called it this, and would have been more appropriate. God damn, I wish that would have made it.
Yeah, but this was alliterative.
Yeah.
Not audibly.
I thought
they weren't both hard C's.
I was thinking about this a second ago when you were talking about the aliens, but like, it's kind of the shrug emoji vibe. Like, I love the idea that they could come and hop in here, and like the first thing we'd start showing them if they showed up in certain areas. One of the first things we'd start showing them is we'd pull out a bunch of pictures of them, and we'd pull up a bunch of like movies and TV and stuff. We would show them cultural things to show them about them, and they would get here and be like, "Y'all are just a planet full of fucking children." Living with fantasies. I'm going to bounce and get back on the ship and leave. And then you just have one weird story about a guy who, and this may sound familiar, you'll have a weird story about a guy who's been obsessed with aliens his whole life and has every piece of culture and wears a I Believe shirt every morning. And then that guy meets him one day. They met him and they bounced. But he's right. He did meet him.
Yeah.
And they were not impressed.
I mean, like the little gray alien thing comes from like that one couple, the Betty and Barney Hill.
Yeah.
Who described the aliens with the bug eyes, and now everybody who gets abducted sees that, and no one ever did before.
Yeah, that the hypnosis, the repressed memories, all of that shit was the story. That was where this came from. We've been retelling that story for a long time.
That happened in 1961.
Lost Time. That was another trope that appeared then.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, it wasn't. We've been telling that for a second. I would love them to show up though, and just maybe even watch 5 minutes of that movie with us, or with them in it, and just say, we misunderstood.
Yeah,
because we found this like disc out in space with some binary on it, and apparently we thought it would be a planet full of that. But if this is still going on, we're gonna come back.
I mean, yeah. So 1961 was that Benny and Barney Hill bullshit. And I think Valiant Thor predates that.
Valiant Thor? Well, I mean, I know like Roswell does. It was 47.
Oh, yeah, definitely. Yeah. But
the abduction storyline so the little grays were around for Roswell. Like that was the picture we had in Roswell was the little gray man.
I was under the impression the little gray men actually came from Betty and Barney Hill.
See, I was under the impression they were earlier in 61 though.
No. I don't think they were from Roswell. I think we retroactively put them into storylines about Roswell because that's what we think of as aliens.
Well, see, I don't have them in the aliens. Well, I have them in the tiny grays area. But so the part of the trope then they must have set would be like the abduction part, the repressed memories, the lost time, the look, the flashing lights. But the little gray men, though, I'm almost certain was part of the 1947 era, like Roswell part.
I don't think so. I think the 1947 shit was just
the saucer. Some kind of craft crashed, and then the government came out and said it was, whatever. The weather balloon. Yeah. All right. So we just had the saucer trope going on at that time, and then they put literally a face to it. Then in 61.
Yeah.
Okay.
But Valiant Thor came to Earth in 1957, supposedly. And he just looked like us. He just looked like human.
Yeah.
Supposedly.
Yeah.
And lived at the Pentagon for 3 years.
See, that would be that would be a fun story. So 57, he comes in 57. He lives at the Pentagon to 60. And then at some point, the government just sort of basically finds a random couple and installs this story in there so he can bootleg the idea of aliens into the public vernacular without having to actually go out there himself. And also he's probably given us a basic idea of how to, digest that so that we can see him as something.
Maybe. I don't know, man.
Would make at least as much sense as like a Pentagon plot at that spot than anything else.
There
might actually shows up first.
Might actually also be like, I don't know, different races of aliens.
Mm-hmm.
Like Valiant Thor was supposed to be from Venus. He was Venusian.
Yeah.
Maybe there are the reptilian aliens and grays and.
Well, that's what I'm saying. Is like if he might have seeded the idea of a race that he needed just to maybe be aware of or worry about.
Yeah. Or we're just a zoo and all these fuckers just keep floating around and just watching us.
Yeah.
Except for Valiant Thor, who was like, I They're about to kill themselves with nukes. We got to go down and say something to them.
Well, yeah,
come on, Indrid.
Yeah, but that doesn't like contradict the watching ants theory. Like some kids would use magnifying glasses. Some kids would see an ant in a death spiral and just point them maybe out of it. You ever just help a bug because you just see him on his back and you're like, yeah, today's your lucky day, guy. Flip him over, be on your merry way. What the fuck's that guy think about life right now? God damn. Like, I'm almost very happy for them that they don't have any kind of neurology they could really consider anything like that with, because it must be absolutely mind blowing. This giant fucking creature that was supposed to step on you just wanders in and for some reason just drops you off safely and moves about his day. Like we would be nothing but gods. Yeah,
I like the idea that because most of us do think like, oh, if aliens notice, they're coming to kill us.
Yeah,
they're coming to subjugate us and enslave us. And I really do love the idea that the aliens are just like, why do you know what? That's why we don't come, because we know that all of you think that. And the day that most of you think, well, maybe they'll come to help, is the day that we'll come to help.
Now, all right. So now you've kind of wandered into the idea that they're just kind of the aliens from The Simpsons, just sort of watching from like briefly on the, like they're just kind of bumping in and out of satellites the whole time. They're just chilling on the perimeter.
Yeah, but those motherfuckers were evil.
Well, yeah, a little bit, but like I'm just imagining like because did they not have like a den of TVs in the background the whole time, just watching our media? Or am I imagining that?
I don't remember that. No.
Maybe I'm imagining that. But anyway, so that would be what I'm imagining is like you've just got, Futurama's got them. There's that episode where they're trying to watch the what's that Calista Flockhart show from back in the day?
Ally McBeal.
Yeah, they're trying to. There's like an Ally McBeal. This is back in the fucking 90s version of Futurama, but like they're Gurr and whatever of them are like they're trying to watch this show and it gets canceled. Anyway, long story short, but they were watching an American show many years away. But yeah, like maybe it's like that, and they're just watching our shit, and then when they turn it on one day and it's a little more hopeful,
the show.
Come say hi.
The show was Single Female Lawyer.
That's the
one. And she was Ginny McNeil.
Yeah. That was great.
Yeah, I knew it was something weird like that.
Look, there's a brilliant joke from the Bill Hicks I mentioned earlier about maybe the reason that Jesus hadn't come back is because y'all are still wearing all those crosses.
Yeah.
And every time he's like, Dad, I don't think they learned. I don't want to go back yet. And he's like, yeah, we'll keep an eye on it. Like,
I'm not ready.
Yeah.
They're not ready.
That was the painful part. Why would we remember that? When they start wearing fishes, I'll pay attention.
Oh.
And there are some fishes, to be fair. We accidentally did like a paranormal podcast that in my heart I kind of wish we've done for years.
Yeah. Yeah. Again, and I'll say this again, like if we ever get around to doing an actual paranormal podcast, I really got to try to figure out how to get my sister on that show as a co-host, because Brittany is the one who'll be like, no, both of y'all are stupid.
Yeah,
this is what happened.
Well,
like,
yeah, but as you're
forgetting this, like, oh shit.
As you pointed out earlier, knowledge is not requisite.
Right.
We own $100 mic, and that's really all you got. It's really that's the entry point. So
my sister. Here we are. My sister Brittany, though, like she would be the one. Like if I ever wanted to do, like a podcast about old movies, she's the go-to.
Right, of course.
We are planning a Twilight Zone a rewatch podcast, because we're both obsessed with the original Twilight Zone.
Mm-hmm.
But this week she did come up and we watched Arsenic and Old Lace.
That's
with Cary Grant.
That is a great one.
Fantastic. Yeah. With Peter Lorre, by the way. I don't want to do this. Please, let's just do it the quick way. I don't want to see any more. Oh, no, you can't do it. Oh, it's so fantastic. Like Peter Lorre as Dr. Einstein, who just wants Jonathan to stop killing. Oh, my God. It's so fun.
You can, when you watch that era movies, you really understand the word pacing in a way you don't understand today.
Mm-hmm.
Like that movie, the way I even remember it now is just clicking away, just fucking coming at you, the whole fucking thing. Now it's based on a play, so obviously,
and it's long and it's relentless,
Yeah, but it doesn't break.
Chaos.
Doesn't break.
No, it doesn't break.
Same era, though, you can turn on and watch a Hitchcock movie and like 75% of the film is just people breathing and like taking a moment before and after things happen. Yeah.
Well, watching Arsenic and Old Lace, man, I felt like I had gone to a party.
Yeah.
Like I was exhausted by the end of it.
Oh,
I was just like, I kind of do want it to be over, but not in a bad way. Yeah. It's like, it's just anxiety inducing, but in a way that like after it's over, I'm still thinking about it and going, that was good.
Yeah.
Oh, the faces Grant had.
Yeah.
Just like his reactions to like, if you haven't seen it, go fucking watch it. I've already said too much, but
well written script too.
Very good. And also Apple TV is the one to get it from because Prime has it in SD for $3.99. Don't do that. Bounce for the 4K and it's $3.99 on Apple TV. 4K, $3.99. Same price, better quality, looks phenomenal. Gorgeous fucking quality.
I hadn't thought about it. Old cinema really would be worth that transition if you can. Because, I mean, film quality and all that.
Mm-hmm. And, like, one of the things is, like, there's a character named Jonathan, and he's had his face worked on. Mm-hmm. And people keep saying that he looks like Boris Karloff, and it pisses him off. Mm-hmm. It keeps making him want to murder people. And hilariously, and you can only find it, like, one place, and it's, like, really bad quality, but hilariously, they did a TV movie version of that play, Arsenic and Old Lace, and instead of Cary Grant playing the main character Mortimer, it was Tony Randall, and instead of I can't remember who played the Jonathan character who looks like Boris Karloff in the original, but they actually got Boris Karloff to play him in the TV movie, so that's fun too. Cute. And I found that I'm like, ooh, and Tom Bosley's in it. And Go check out 1944's Arsenic and Old Lace with Cary Grant. It's phenomenal. And,
a movie that weirdly we have both somehow managed to digest in our time from 80 fucking years ago.
Well, you know, it's Frank Capra, same director of It's a Wonderful Life.
I do not remember how I managed to grab Arsenic and Old. I mean, I kind of do. I spent some time as a theater kid, so I did a lot of watching stuff that was adaptations and stuff like that. Mm-hmm. But that is probably how that entered my lexicon. But I still have a very fond memory of, God, like it's staged well.
Oh, yeah, the blocking is just on fucking point.
It keeps the entire fucking screen moving the whole time. It's just great. Characters moved around a lot more than... So something Gunn has pointed out recently, just to bring it back, that Gunn has... really harped on, especially in the Peacemaker podcast and some other stuff, that he just thinks that's the big loss in directing these days. Like, I think this is his new push, and genuinely, I think something he might be right to push. He's probably going to be well thought of for pointing it out, I think. But like a lot of TV shows in particular, the trend is to kind of sit people across from each other and really let the camera do the moving around and let them. But no, like Gunn's instinct is like, no, we're going to block this. There's tape over here, here, here. Here's your points. Let's rehearse. We're going to move around. The screen's going to come with you. They do a lot of talking. Mm-hmm. There was a lot in the podcast about like crossing the line and stuff like that and editing. I had to go look up what all the hell that meant. But then wonderful tutorials out there, of course. But
that was one of the things we talked about on the theatrical Suicide Squad is they crossed the line too much in editing because they had a trailer house fucking editing. Yeah,
that makes sense. And it makes sense that I would have been like, and just trying to keep up with you on that one. So in this case though, he really like, all right. So the scene with Chris and Hardcore. Either at the end where there's one scene where they're kind of I forget exactly when this happened, maybe like episode 3. It's a long scene, just those two together. It's before all the breakthrough in the 5th, 6th episodes, all that shit, but like long scene, just those two together quietly in a room for like 10 minutes. And they sit on every chair in the fucking room and they stand in front of the mirror for a minute while they're at it. Like if you go watch the scene again, they're moving the entire time.
Yeah.
The only one that I know of where they're just really, really like still is in the park where I think they're only still for the sake of it's just being a conversation in a park and we're about to have a guy blow up. And then also a conversation in a park where it's a there are guns pointed at everyone and we're being still for a reason.
Yeah.
But other than that, just like being stuck in a van, it keeps things moving. But yeah, I think that blocking is gonna that old stage blocking and stuff like that's really gonna. I think it does liven things up when he's focusing on that.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, absolutely. And you realize what you're describing is what Sorkin did.
Yes, yeah, good point.
Yeah,
yeah,
his shows.
It was always moving with you. I mean, he physically would just like build a hallway that was camera ready.
Yeah.
Stroll that motherfucker down the thing with you. Like most of watching early Sorkin stuff was just like, how are there not tracks everywhere? Like, that was one of the first things when I was watching that stuff, I couldn't figure out how the fuck he was doing it. I just didn't know how any of the camera works at the time.
Yeah.
And God, and, some of his early stuff, it was way bigger cameras.
Mm-hmm. And it was something that I've noticed in doing my rewatch of Star Trek, the original series too. It's like you don't see that as much. But they did do a lot of like, pulling down the hallway, doing tracking shots, watching as the characters are like walking along rapidly, having a conversation. Like they had like that big circular bridge, and you'd have like the camera up over the wall and like panning around. I mean, they kept it moving, and they knew when to like have these pregnant pauses. Is the enemy ship gonna shoot? Is it very submarine-y? Mm-hmm. Very like everything's quiet. We're just waiting on whatever's gonna happen now.
Yeah. I think a little bit of it gets in your head. Like, all right, try this though. Once you've watched a scene and watched for a scene where people are moving around like that, and especially one a little bit more like Gunn, what Gunn did, where the camera's stationary in a lot of the shots that we're talking about. He's having the characters move, the camera's tracking them, but the camera, like in a West Wing shot, the camera's moving down the hallway with you the entire time. Mm-hmm. Characters in the it's in the choreography basically. And this one, it's just sitting there, not crossing its line or whatever, but like it's just chilling, capturing and moving to pan or whatever, but not doing anything with you. I think though, if you focus on that kind of thing and then you immediately go watch pretty much anything else, it will look very still.
Yeah.
You notice it after. He's ruined
there's definitely certain things that I notice.
Like go watch Only Murders in the Building. Like it's mostly Martin Short moving a lot and everyone else being very still around him.
It really is.
Which is probably how his life generally goes.
Yeah.
It's be...
Now you're just making me think of Martin Short, and I'm going to just laugh about that.
I was going to chuckle about Martin Short for a while. Hey, I have I don't know if I mentioned this to you as a segue out just to button it into DC again at least. I have a little. I wished this is one of those things where I wish Gunn had seen my little message because I really think it'd be fun, and I might just throw it out there a couple times to see if he bites, just to see if I get away with it. So if anyone sees me repost it, just forgive me. But Gunn has a very particular kind of laugh. And I kind of just want him to throw it into a crowd scene somewhere in like an upcoming product and see if we can spot it.
Uh-huh.
Just throw it into the background of a scene. Just a bar scene. Yeah. And in the back, someone will laugh just like him and see if we figure out when that happens in 2027 in some fucking episode or something.
Sure. He does have a distinctive laugh.
I think I'll catch it, especially if he told me it was coming inside like a year. Like if he told me it'll be in Lantern somewhere, I think I'll fucking spot it.
Yeah.
It's a very particular kind of howl. It's a breathless thing.
All right. Should we wrap it, man?
Yeah. It's about.
Oh, man. Oh, yeah. But what I was going to say is if I ever did an old movie podcast or a paranormal podcast, I'd want I'd want Brittany on either of those things. But paranormal, you and her. Because, yeah. Y'all know shit that I don't know.
I mean, you can't. I don't think you can know anything in those realms. You're familiar with stories. You're familiar with allegations, stories.
Yeah.
I think if you start saying you know things and that you're doing a different kind of podcast than the one I would want to do. I mostly want to take the piss on the entire subject.
Yeah. I'm like a Paul Simon song, man. I only know hints and allegations.
Yeah, right.
Well, Brittany's a dick about it, though. So you'd be like, no, you didn't know about a
I think that would be the dynamic. If it was us three on it, it would just be her schooling us, and I would know the terms that I'm being schooled with. better than you.
Well,
like,
once
that
you
would
get
be
past
about
the
it.
part,
Like, I don't know what she's referring to that I also got wrong. Is this thing?
well, once you get past the admonishment portion where she's just like, "Ugh, you don't know about that? Oh my God. All right. So these little girls who were reincarnated put a metal mask on their face and got electrocuted. You know, it would be some kind of fucking weird shit you just never heard of in your life.
Yeah.
And I'll be damned. I've listened to every episode of Supernatural with Ashley Flowers and I still haven't heard of this.
Yeah.
What you got?
Throw it at me.
All right. Thank you guys so much for listening to DC on Screen and whatever the hell this has been for the past 30 minutes or so. I hope you had fun. Hope you enjoyed it. Patreon.com/DC on Screen. If you want to, whatever, join for free or throw $5 our way and you can get this and exclusive episodes. I really want to get back to doing Comic Castaways. Also, I believe next week, in case, and unless something really big comes up in the news, which it might. I think, we were doing the Tomorrowverse. I think we've gotten to a point when I started doing my research and looking into it. It looks like we're getting back to the previous universe. It's like Constantine and House of Mystery and all this shit picking up where Constantine left off from the previous reality, and they're gearing up for Crisis on Infinite Earths. So we decided that we're just going to go back. We're going to put a pin in Tomorrowverse, go back, and hit Superman Doomsday, and just take care of the other animated films. I don't know. We got to do it anyway.
Yeah.
Might as well go ahead and understand what we're looking at from there on in Tomorrowverse. And we might have some other stuff, as I mentioned earlier, coming. But I'd love to do more Comic Castaways for the Patreon. Anyway, $5 a month for the episodes, every episode ad free, and for exclusives. $1 a month if you just want to get rid of the ads for the main episodes, but you don't get any of the other stuff. Mm-hmm. And or you can just join for free and see whatever the hell we post.
Or come in and suggest things and possibly influence it.
Yeah. Well, Oh, well, you know what? I hadn't really thought about it, but yeah, I guess the free people can suggest shit. And to that, I'd say, how do you know we haven't done that already?
I mean, yeah.
You got to pay to know.
There's that. There's that.
I mean, we listen to it. We'll listen to you.
Yeah.
You could just show up on Twitter and be like, hey. And then like in 6 months when I check Twitter, I'd be like, hey, someone said this.
Right.
That's interesting.
We should have covered that 5 3/4 months ago.
Whoops.
Yeah.
I don't have a spider sense. My titties don't tingle when you leave me a message. You just gotta, Threads is probably your best bet. But
that really has shifted over the years. But yeah, right now it's definitely Threads.
Right now it's Threads mostly, and Reddit, weirdly. I've gotten into Reddit. So you can find me over there, David_C_Robertson, or you can find us on DC on Screen on Reddit.
Yeah.
And you can also find me on Substack, davidcrobertson.substack.com. All of this is linked in the show. Well, not the Reddit stuff. That's not linked. And I'm not going to change it now, for fuck's sake. But so Substack is there. And Threads, I think.
Yeah.
I'm tired. I'm going to go. Thanks for listening. We'll be around.
Yeah.
Bye.
Bye.